After this week, I feel so much more confident in myself as an autistic person, and I feel like I am in the right place.
This week meant that this is actually an identity for me. This was actually many first times that I'm realizing my identity. This is the first time I've ever realized that I had a sense of humor. This is the first time that I've actually been in a group where I've bonded with people and didn't have to feel like I was an outsider. And I'm going to forever remember this week.
It meant being in an environment and community of people who respect me and accept me, and it helped me learn more about me and helped me learn what my strengths and the areas in which I need to grow are.
Before I came to ACI, I thought that to be a leader you had to have a certain kind of personality, and that was one that I didn't have. That was in part because of the internalized ableism that I had over the years, where whenever I would get upset about something, I was told that the best thing to do was to not talk about it, that to be a bigger person, you just had to let it go. And I struggled with my feelings about this, where I would be very angry and very passionate about certain issues, but I didn't think that I, as someone with a disability, could change anything. And now that I've been around all these other people who share my views, and I've learned how to effectively communicate what I feel about these issues and the causes that I want to fight for, I realized that there isn't any use in being silent about it, and I'm only really going to get fulfillment by speaking out and advocating for what I believe.
What did I learn this week? I learned a lot.
What we did was we first learned history of the disability rights movement, especially in the context of autism. We met with a bunch of different organizations devoted to expanding disability rights to the general public and accessibility. We also learned how to put together a small organization on our campuses, and in general how to advocate. And also we went to the Capitol to talk with Senator staff about various legislation that is currently being pushed in office.
One of the things I did this week was I learned a lot about training, leadership, and coalition building.
We had a lot of different panels and information sessions on how to be an effective advocate for disability rights. In the middle of the week, we went to visit the Department of Education and the Department of Labor to learn more about what they do there.
I had learned a lot of skills based on what advocacy is all about.
The most informative session for me was definitely the one about student communities, student groups.
Learned about how to go about organizing a student group at my college. My advocacy so far has been very culturally based, but I learned a lot about policy advocacy.
Now I'm actually going to know how to make this happen instead of I just want this to be a thing. It will be I know how to make this a thing.
Think of it as a 4-step process if you want to run a good meeting. So the first step is that, and this sounds kind of weird, but you have a meeting with yourself.
My favorite part was getting to speak to my senator because I felt like I truly made a difference.
I would say probably the Hill visits, because it really felt like it was the culmination of everything we had done, and putting that advocacy into action was really, I guess, invigorating for me and really inspiring.
I really liked the session we had on coalition building, because the speaker who gave us that one was very dynamic and engaging and fun to listen to.
I've been able to learn and communicate with a lot of other autistic people like me.
Another part of that was my favorite was Autistic Space. I felt that not only did I have community badges, communication badges where I could let others know whether or not I wanted to speak, but it was more like being able to engage and not have to hide my autistic symptoms and not be judged for it.
I'm planning on trying to start a group on campus at my college for autistic students.
because I liked being in a community of autistic people here, and I want to give other people that experience.
I'm going to take what I've learned about social activism and disability rights back to my campus.
I'm hoping to get involved in both of the scenes there for disability rights advocacy, and within my college I'm hoping to start a cross-disability coalition.
And I'm probably going to try to use some of this coalition building stuff to get to actually work with some of the other diversity groups more than I've been able to before.
I'm now hoping for a career in policy building when it comes to people with disabilities and healthcare policy especially, which is why I'm studying public health. And I feel like the skills that I built with ACI would actually help me in building the necessary relationships and maintaining the necessary influence that I need to promote advocacy the way I want to.
I would highly encourage people like you guys to apply for this.
I would definitely recommend ACI to my friends. This is a fantastic place to be.
I would most definitely recommend ACI to my friends.
I would absolutely recommend ACI to other autistic college students.
I wholeheartedly recommend to people.
I would definitely recommend ACI to my friend.
I definitely would.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. This is probably the most empowering experience that I've had in my life.